networking, right? I mean, everything's got to have rules. If you're going to hold a meeting, start on time, end on time. Except we may have to start over because I think that my video just started.
Yeah, there's a train kind of holding up the show, so who knows what.
Okay, go. Everybody
If they're from the other side of the tracks, it might be wrong.
It's going to get interesting.
You're always on this.
The question is, are we on the good side of the tracks or the bad side of the tracks already?
You're on the right side.
You're on the good side.
I'm on the right side.
Okay, so vote of the group. Do we wait for the train to see if anybody else arrives, or do we just plow in and they get to miss the funny part?
I think they're missing out.
Works for me.
I'd have to agree with that because, you know, if they were on time,
They wouldn't hit the train.
they wouldn't hit the train.
Okay.
What's this, by the way? I'm noticing a trend here. Waist side, girl side thing? What's that?
Well, there's going to be a train later, and I'm going to be on the right side.
There's going to be a what later?
A game later, I'm going to be on the right side.
There is.
No, just
All right, I gotta go.
August 21st. Okay.
Okay. So, welcome to the 8 rules of business networking, because everything's got to have rules. So, the first part of networking is getting to know who's here. So, what I would like you to do is to stand, introduce yourself, and tell us something that I don't already know about you. That way you can't just do the bicycle thing. So, we'll start off with Brian, because I believe he might even be first alphabetically.
Brian Gibbs, I'm with Focused Idea. My name comes first alphabetically. No, I'm kidding. You didn't know it. Besides racing bicycles, I also short track speed skated and competitively bodybuilt and powerlifted. And did you know those things?
I didn't know the short track speed skating was at roller or ice.
Ice.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. I was a rider coach at a camp that Lance Armstrong attended as a rider before anybody else knew who he was. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Lived at the Olympic Training Center for 2 years.
Knew that.
I had the top bunk.
Didn't need to know that. All right.
Yes, I'm Jorge Manzanera from Skagit Mediation. I'm a private practice as a mediator in the valley, and something Tony doesn't know, and I guess you don't either, is I enjoy playing chess and ping pong.
At the same time?
No.
Okay.
It might be, but
That would be
first.
My name is Shannon Henderson, and I work with Soria Real Estate, and I'm a property manager, office manager, and I also, what else do I do there? A personal assistant. So I'm doing quite a bit of running around, and I love it. I love the variety. It's busy. I've been in real estate for about 5 years. I do not have my license, however, that is a goal of mine next quarter. So, the 9-year-old son, and I'm a twin, and I'm half Icelandic. That's about it.
I don't think I know anybody else who's Icelandic.
You don't,
Well played.
especially half.
All right, I'm Danielle Lothrop. I'm the membership director here at the chamber.
Do that.
And thanks, Tony. And I didn't know how to ride a bike until I was 19.
Wow. You also didn't know that I rode without training wheels in 3.
Did you use training wheels at 19?
I did not.
Good.
I fell down a lot though. That was exciting.
Did you fall down a few times?
I fell down a few times. Got that out of the way.
I'm Melody Young, and I'm the social media marketing intern here at the Chamber. And today is my first day. And I hope to help business owners and the Chamber with their social media marketing. I'm a student at the Skagit Valley College. I'm getting my certificate in digital media marketing. And something you might not know is I live on a little island, Guaymas Island. So I take a ferry every day to get to the mainland here, or town as we call it.
So how much time do you take to come?
It's only 10 minutes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
If you're in time.
And my name is Tony Salas. I am a business advisor with EDASC and also the Small Business Development Center. I've taught this course a few times, so I'd really like to have fun with it, make it interactive. Something that you may not know about me is that for 2 years I was the state chair of the Modern Whig political party. So most of you don't even know what the Modern Whig Party is. So it's a political party that has had about 4 candidates nationwide actually get elected to office. Very small, kind of along the lines of the Libertarian Party, but without the drug policy. So, and after beating my head against the wall trying to get on radio shows and TV and news and promoting it, I decided to step aside and let somebody else do it. So. Anyway, very few people know that about me. Let's see, I was a Little League baseball umpire for 13 years. I know you already knew that. So I'm one of the few people that you know that can actually explain correctly the infield play. All right. So what is not networking? Pretty much everybody knows what networking, or they have an idea what networking is. But really, what is not networking? First thing is it's not about complaining. It's not about what your neighbor complained to you about. It's not your complaint about what the neighbor's fence did, what their dog did. It's not about your car. It's not about your spouse, your kids, your business. It's not time to complain. Nobody wants to hear that. The type of networking that we're talking about has to do with going to chamber meetings, going to your Rotary meeting, going to EDASC functions, going to some place where you're going to be interacting with people for a relatively short period of time. It's almost like a professional version of speed dating. This is also a great thing to pick up for the next BizBuzz that's coming up, I believe, in September? October, okay. So once a quarter, we do BizBuzz. And hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm spectacular, thank you. Go ahead, quickly load up on whatever food you're going to have, grab a seat, and then you'll get to tell us a little bit about you. We're assuming that you were behind a train, so you're forgiven.
Yes. Fine.
See? We already knew that. Okay, so what else networking is? Are you going to grab food?
I'll wait if that's
Okay, then tell us who you are and something I don't know about you, which is going to be pretty easy because I don't have a clue who you are.
Do you need to come up there or just stand?
You can stand,
Okay.
face the camera, or face the audience.
So, this is my first time here. My name is Sally, and I am new to the area. I just moved to Arlington from over in Bremerton. I started working with Smiley Insurance about 2 months ago, doing personal lines, and so I'm here today.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so the other things that networking is not time for, and this is where a lot of professionals trip. They think that when you go to the chamber, when you go to someplace, you're supposed to be selling. It's not. Nobody's going to sell anything at the chamber, except for the people selling lunch, because they do a great job doing that. Nobody else, you're not going to sell a house, you're not going to sign up a client. I never got a single website design project or marketing contract at a chamber meeting. I got many of those when I had my marketing business from resources or from connections that I made at chamber meetings, but you're not closing it there. Nobody, even insurance agents, don't walk around with a contract in their back pocket going, sign here. Okay? So don't even try to do it. It's also not necessarily the time for bragging, for showing off. I had lunch with President Obama yesterday. No, I didn't. But
I thought you were bragging. I'm sorry.
that's what you're not going to do. If there's alcohol there, tiny bits, just enough to be social. If somebody's got to put you in a wheelbarrow and get you to a cab, it's not what you should be doing at a networking function. Networking is about creating relationships. If you have employees, that's not the time to discipline them. I don't care if they showed up 45 minutes late for a 1-hour conference, because somebody may do that today. Still not the time to discipline them. So leave all that stuff at home. The realistic thing, it's not about you at all. What networking is your opportunity to learn, to expand. Effective business networking is linking together you and somebody that can benefit you, or you can benefit them. However the benefit works is really immaterial, but it's about making that connection. It's about getting close to that person. It's about learning about them. Okay, it's not about selling me about your products and services, but it is about you selling you to me. Just you. And that will scare the crap out of a whole bunch of you. Because how many people are so incredibly confident in themselves that they could come up here and do this class cold? Anybody? Because I really want to take a break. No. Very few people have that level of confidence. That they could, a lot of people can't even do this, even if they develop the entire course. Just the sheer thought of standing up in front of people, even worse if they put a microphone in your hand, or even horribly worse, we got a video camera back there. For those of you who didn't realize it, all of your introductions got video. They will be on YouTube, and I funny comments. Yes, it's actually a Melody project. She's going to be doing the social media aspect. Okay, so developing, it's creating that ability for people to get to know, like, and trust you. Because when you buy something, if you go, who's bought a new car recently? Okay, I did. Who's made up some sort of major purchase in the past year? Brian, Sally, tell me about yours. I know all about Brian.
We bought a home.
You bought a home, okay? Okay, the real estate person just perked up. Dang it. Okay, so you bought a home. How'd you choose your realtor?
Honestly, we had no idea what we were doing.
Okay.
And the first lady that actually felt like she was going to help us, that's the person that we went to. So.
Okay, so you developed trust. You developed trust in that person. Before you could develop that trust, did you get to like them a little bit?
She's the only one who expressed interest in us, so I mean, I guess it was more trust before liking.
Okay. So, but that's really the key. Before somebody's going to do something, unless it's a tremendous value, something that you just cannot go, you're going to know, like, and trust the person that you're going to do business with, especially if it's something big, especially if you're entrusting your business or something that is going to be important to you. Know, like, and trust. And how do you do that? You'll learn. And remember, just in case you missed the message from slide 2, still not about you. Never has been, never will be. So, have we beat you all up enough about the it's not about you part? So when you walk into your next chamber meeting, you're going to to walk in with an attitude that, what can I do for that person? How can I make this work for the next person that I'm going to talk to? Okay, 8 rules of networking. Why 8 rules? I get this question all the time. Every time I do this, somebody pops their hand up, and I'm just beating you guys to the punch. Why 8 rules?
It's a good number.
What's that?
It's a good number. You can manage 8 things.
It's even easier than that. It's my presentation. I get to make whatever rules I want. And that's the real lesson here. Create rules that you can follow. If you can't follow a rule that you set for yourself, eliminate the rule. Okay? There are some rules that we have to have in order to be within conformity to society. Okay? One of those rules is that we're going to be dressed, because really you don't want to be up here without it. But wear what you want. Be comfortable. Be comfortable with yourself within the norms that we set. So whatever rules you see here, if you don't like it, don't do it. If you like it, adopt it. Okay? All right, first thing, rule 0.
That's 9 rules.
But why? Again, it's my presentation. I can do whatever I want. They won't like me. They might not be interested. They won't talk to me. What if I make a fool of myself? What are we, 8th grade? Seriously? This is the #1 reason that people don't start conversations. Because they're afraid. How do you overcome fear? Be prepared. Practice. Get yourself ready to have the confidence to be able to walk into that room. Doesn't matter who's there. I got accused many years ago by one of my bosses of leaning forward too hard when I won. I took that as a great compliment, because people who are confident tend to be up on the balls of their feet. They walk forward. They're always moving in a direction that is purposeful. So be that way. If you find yourself at your next chamber meeting sitting at the far corner away from the speakers in the one chair that is furthest away from absolutely everybody, you're not networking. Some of this goes back to junior high. Remember your first dance? Nobody danced. Marcus Whitman Junior High School in 1960, God, I don't even remember. But my first ever dance, and had no idea what the expectation was. My mother forced me to go to school, 7th grade, in a tie. I will do almost anything to get out of wearing ties now. But, so, fortunately, there were a whole bunch of my friends who evidently moms go to some sort of camp to learn how to humiliate their children, because there were a whole bunch of us in white shirts and ties. So we showed up for the dance, and we looked like we were ready for an execution. All along one wall. Girls, on the far side of the gym. Of course, the lights were down, very seductively, for 7th graders. But nobody danced. Well, I take that back. The 9th graders danced, because they knew how to act. 7th graders didn't have a clue. We observed a lot. One of the unique things is that my class, from 7th grade, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, for some reason they forgot to teach us that confidence part, because we, in my senior year in high school, we were voted the least spirited class in the history of our high school. You know, they do those high school cheer competitions. We never won one. Not once. The very last assembly that we had, my senior year in high school, the sophomore class, because I went to a 3-year high school, but the sophomore class and the junior class conspired to have us win that one. So when it came time for the cheers, maybe a dozen of those people cheered. Same thing with the junior class. Came to our time, nobody said a word. We took great pride in it. Okay, so now one of the other things that is really phenomenal is this here. No. Nope, this is later. Okay, so here's your first thing. Does anybody know anybody else here besides you two?
I
Okay.
think I know Brian.
You know Brian. Okay, so pick somebody that you don't know and introduce yourself.
Shannon.
Okay, so
Hi. Hi, Jorge.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you have a challenging job, you think?
Yes, well, I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks.
School is going to be very useful.
Hi,
Not
Sally.
to
Yeah.
be doing those things in college.
Yeah, I'm really using my skills right away with social media marketing, and hopefully will help facilitate all the
We had to put that on
you know,
Facebook.
business owners' efforts to promote themselves online. So first I'm going to start with the chamber, and I'm going to go from there.
So you'll be working for the chamber full time?
I'm an intern for that.
Okay. And then you're going to be servicing members in terms of helping them with something?
Well, I will see what they want me to do
Nice
as
job.
far as helping
Good luck.
teach workshops.
Okay, so quick question. Everybody can go back to your seats or you can take somebody else's seat. Nothing is sacred here, except we will remain clothed. Okay, anybody get injured? No. Anybody get humiliated? Okay. Now, you need to continue to practice that throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your life. Find somebody new to introduce yourself to and get to know. Baby steps, once a week. Then expand it so that you get to a point where you're meeting someone new every day. It's not that tough. If you met one new person per day in Skagit County alone, it would take you over 300 years to meet everybody. You got plenty of opportunities. Even I don't know everybody, and I know everybody. Well, if I don't know them, they don't need to be known. Okay, so rule number 1, be prepared. Name tags. Thank you. Thank you. Donde está la gente? That's the extent of my Spanish, so now you don't get excited.
But he does speak French.
Yeah, about that same amount. Okay. Who here? Well, let's go to the next one. So, Brian Gibbs, would you please stand up? And let's give Brian a round of applause for wearing logo wear. This is your billboard. That is your billboard. This is your billboard. How many of you brought business cards today? How many of you brought enough business cards today? Probably not. Okay. You have a smartphone?
In my car.
That's
I didn't think it was appropriate.
okay. If you have a smartphone, you have one of the greatest inventions that have been created since sliced bread or SpaghettiOs. Because with this, you can take a picture of your card, store it in your photos, and now, when you run out, Brian's been to a couple of my classes. He's like my biggest fan. It's like a groupie.
I have all the albums.
Okay? So take a picture of your card, and then next time you're someplace and you run out, you forgot, you left them in your car, your dog ate them, whatever it was. Shannon?
Yes.
What's your phone number? Don't tell me.
Okay, good.
I can put it in, send you my business card on your smartphone,
Right.
and guess what? Now I have Shannon's phone number. So if I need to reach out to her for something, if I need a connection in the real estate business, I have somebody in my phone who can do that now.
Yeah.
Okay? There's another really neat tool that you can use. It's called CamCard. CamCard is a free app. It's available on Apple, Android, Windows Phone, works on your PC, works on Blackberries, works on every format that's out there. It's free for up to 200 cards. Okay? For most people, 200 cards is more than adequate. But for some of us who are professional card, I kid you not, I have 2 4-inch binders that are filled with business cards. They're all
Because you don't throw them away.
sorted by
I
category.
never throw them away.
No.
Like, we have to keep that. That's going to come in handy. one of
Actually,
these
I
days.
do throw them away if I know that they're not working there or they passed on.
Or if they sucked.
Even then, because
Then
occasionally,
become a bookmark.
Yeah.
occasionally I will run into somebody else who sucks and they deserve to get this other person. You know who I'm talking about.
Same person.
Okay. So, CamCard, if you have more than 200, it costs you like $4 for the app. It's really cheap. And when I get somebody's card that's new, I take a picture of it in CamCard. It automatically reads everything. So their name, address, phone number, email address, website, title, everything about them. Stores it on my phone under the contacts and also uploads it to the cloud. I love the cloud. And I can go back to my office computer, my laptop, my tablet, my other cell phone, and I can pull up that same card across all my platforms. So it doesn't matter where I am, what I'm doing, what phone or what device I have with me. If you need a referral for a CPA, I got probably 45 of them I can refer you to. But I only have 13 that are EDASC members. How many are chamber members?
Which chamber?
This one.
We're in the Mount Vernon chamber.
He who twists my arm every week I see him.
Okay, so be prepared. Your elevator speech. Okay? This is your radio ad. I will explain the next sentence in a little bit. Practice it till your dog pukes. And then practice it some more. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me or what I do, and I have this memorized, but I always like to read it for this class. I teach business people how to work smarter and make more money. Your customers and employees deserve the best operation you can provide for their time and loyalty. Your family deserves the best lifestyle your business can provide for the time it takes you away from them. Your business exists to make money, and by using my free confidential advising service, you can learn to run your business more effectively, develop new customers and markets, reduce employee turnover, and put more money in your bank account. Who's ready to just go? You don't even know what I do, and you're ready to go, wow, I'm more money in my bank account. I like that. Okay? So let's break down the elevator speech. Leave them guessing. First line in my elevator speech, I teach business people how to work smarter and make more money. Shannon, what do you do?
I'm in real estate. I'm a personal assistant. And
Okay.
business manager. I wasn't prepared for this.
That's
this
okay.
is good stuff. I'm eating this up.
Good.
Because I need to practice this.
Sally, what do you do?
I sell personal.
Okay. Danielle, what do you do?
I help people develop relationships in the community to help their business prosper.
Okay. Jorge, what do you do?
I help de-escalate conflict and reach agreements.
Okay. Melody, what do you do?
I am an intern here at the Chamber of Commerce, and I hope to help promote businesses that are chamber members through a social media outreach strategy.
Okay. Brian.
I help drive targeted customers to your business to help you make more money and increase your bottom line.
Okay. So, of the first roulette, I love making up words. Leave them guessing. How many of those left someone guessing about what they did? Okay. Yours did a little bit. Yours did very nicely.
Yeah.
I was impressed with that. Okay. Everybody else kind of really told us what they did. Because what happens, you begin that conversation and it's, hi, what do you do? If you barf out what it is you do, all of a sudden they stop listening. But if you do something they're not expecting, they'll listen. They'll kind of look at you like my dog looks at me. Okay? Not yet. Your customers and employees deserve the best operation that you can provide for their time and loyalty. Wow, that's pretty impactful. I want to become one of your customers just because I want to hear what it is that you're doing. Your family deserves the best lifestyle your business can provide for the time it takes you away from them. Okay, wait for it. Talk about what it is that you do without telling what it is that you do. Okay? Really what my job is I provide no-cost business advice for existing businesses here in the Skagit County area, along with Island and San Juan counties. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in marketing and business management. I can help retail, restaurant, manufacturing, and high-tech businesses to improve what they do. Everybody is about ready to take a siesta, and it's not even 2 o'clock yet. Keep them guessing. And I am, even if I didn't do what I do for free, well, I'd still get paid, but you guys don't pay. I will help you develop an elevator speech that makes sense for you. Okay? My particular elevator speech, I belong to a networking group. We meet every Thursday. We get 30 seconds. So I can do my spiel in 30 seconds or less if I've had too much coffee. But help them understand what it is that I do, but I'm not trying to get them. I'm not trying to get you to become one of my clients. But what I'm trying to do, and this is where your networking really pays off or pays benefits, isn't because I get to go to Melody and go, you're going to be a great client for me. Because Melody, how many of you are on Facebook? Everybody has a Facebook page? Okay. So how many of you have over 100 friends? 200, 500, 1,000. Brian, you don't have over 1,000. I just crossed 1,000. I'm so excited.
But if we're talking LinkedIn, now we're talking a whole story.
So, if you are looking to do business with my sphere of influence, I'm one person. And I might become one of your customers. But chances are that there are a whole lot more of my sphere of influence that will become your customers. And that's why it's important when you go to networking things to not sell. Because if you start selling, I start walking. But if I get to know you, all of a sudden my mind's working and going, Elizabeth is looking for a house. I need to get her connected with you. Hey, my friend Amanda just bought a brand new car. I think that she might be looking to shop around for insurance now as well. Okay? Then a new business that really needs to become part of the chamber. Let me connect you. Okay? That's where the value in these relationships comes in. It's not how much money I can get from you, but how much money I can get from who you know. And remember, I'm free. Okay. You know what? We're still on roll 1. Roll 1A. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Arthur Rubinstein said that. Who knows what the guy in the end is?
Edgar Martinez.
Edgar Martinez. One of the greatest hitters, well, the greatest hitter in Mariners baseball history, but also one of the greatest hitters in Major League history. 18 seasons with the Mariners, every single year from the time he played with the Bellingham Bells, way back a long time ago. He started off every season with 10,000 wiffle golf balls. Put them on a batting tee and hit them 10,000 times before he showed up for training camp. Every year. Every single year. Okay, so how do you get good at this? You practice. You practice, you practice, you practice. My bathroom mirror and my dogs have bought, I told you I was going to get to the dog story, have bought more things from me in my life than anybody else. Okay? My bathroom mirror, why? Because if I'm doing a presentation and I need to focus on maintaining eye contact, or if I need to focus on doing something, or if I'm seeing that I'm not getting a result that I'm looking for, if I sell in my bathroom mirror, and I force myself to look at myself, when I'm getting to a critical part, if I'm looking away and down, that's a trigger to everybody. Everybody knows I'm lying. Everybody. You don't have to be, you know,
The guy on lighting.
yeah. Well, actually, I was trying to go with
psychologist.
Body language expert.
Special Agent Gibbs from NCIS. Everybody watches NCIS. But you don't have to be that person. You don't have to be a police detective to know when somebody's lying to you. Okay? Just watch your eyes. If they're not making contact with you, they're not telling you the truth. So that gave me the opportunity to see what I was doing that was shortcutting or sabotaging what I was trying to sell. The other thing is selling to my dog. Sit down, do my sales presentation to my dog, because your dog will never lie to you. Because they have tremendous memories, despite what my wife says, that they can't remember 8 seconds after they peed on the carpet, that if I spank them, they don't remember that. No, they remember where the food is, they remember when it's time to eat, they remember when they have to go outside. Because they'll interrupt me 3 minutes before some show ends, because but you sit them down and you tell them your sales pitch. And the instant that you do something different, you get that. Or all of a sudden your ears perk up. But somehow they will tell you, so if you do your sales pitch enough and your dog pukes, you got it right. Then you become an expert. Okay. Rule 1B, when you go to a networking thing, and this ties into the whole billboard stuff, take something to give away. At the end of every single chamber, doesn't matter where you go. You can go here, you can go to Olympia, you can go to San Francisco. Every place you go, they are, at the end of every chamber meeting, they have giveaways. We have them in Mount Vernon. Okay? Bring something. Because your name and your business name get mentioned. People tell this great mustard mayonnaise platter was brought to us by the Mount Vernon Chamber of Commerce. It's another way of marketing. It's another way to get your name out there. Okay, what's my all-time favorite thing to get? Pens. Okay, why pens? Because there are two schools of thought with them. You can get expensive pens, and I have a pen that was presented to me 14 years ago, and I still have that pen. It's from Key Bank. I don't even bank at Key Bank, but I like the pen, and I keep it, and I use it quite often. The other thing is get cheap pens. Okay, Dispute Resolution Center. You know what happens if I have this pen? I'm not in love with it. So I use it someplace. Somebody says they need to borrow a pen. I give them the pen. By the time this thing runs out of ink, somewhere between 8 and 16 people will have had this. Guess what? Somebody might need dispute resolution. They might pick up the pen and go, I think I need to call this person. I need to go check out their website. Okay? Pens are great. you need to come up with something to go along with the pins. But all right. Rule 2, be on time. Actually be early. On time, or fashionably late was created by procrastinators. Really, if you want to network with who you want to network with, most people show up 10 minutes before lunch is served. Okay? It's kind of a typical thing. If you want to network, if you want to control who you're going to network with, show up a half hour early. I guarantee you, people setting it up, you and me, will be the only ones there. But what that does is that lets you hover. I really want to connect with Brian at this next meeting. I've been having a difficult time meeting him, and there are some things that I think that we could really do beneficially together. So, I show up a half hour early. Sally comes in, Shannon comes in, Melody comes in, I greet them all, you know, be cordial because eventually sometime I'm going to get into their sphere of influence. Brian shows up, I'm there for him because I've been waiting. Because Brian is a very social person also, he shows up 10 minutes before the food service, and I show up 3 minutes later, Brian's already engaged with someone. He's already talking to someone. I missed my opportunity. So show up early. It's okay, they don't kick you out. Do they?
No.
No.
We might put you to work. But
You might. And guess what? Becoming a resource for the chamber. How many of you here are ambassadors? Here, Burlington, Cedar Woolley, doesn't
We
matter.
have one in our office that is.
Okay.
Actually, maybe 3.
Okay. If you want to get known in your Chamber of Commerce, there is no faster way than becoming an ambassador. I used to run the Lacey Chamber of Commerce. I'm currently the president of the Cedar Woolley Chamber of Commerce, and I playfully refer to ambassadors as the slave labor of the chamber. Because they show up, they do all the work, they get all the stuff prepared, they make sure that the staff doesn't go nuts. But they also go find other businesses because they're out there, they're engaging. So if you don't think you're getting value of your chamber membership, become an ambassador. I guarantee you within a year, you will have more business than you know what to do with. It's that effective. Okay. Rule 3, ask easy questions. CPI, no, not the plumbing company. Common points of interest. Look for those things that you have in common. Ask the easy questions. We got 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason. So listen. Get to know that person. Just ask those questions that are going to help them get to know you, and that you are going to get to know as well. You can use things like, what do you think the speaker is going to be talking about today? Who knows? It's just conversation. All right, ditch the pitch. We talked about this a little bit already. Bonus sandwich, anybody who knows who that is? No, up there.
It's a movie.
Ned Niedermeyer.
Who?
Ned Niedermeyer or something like that. From Groundhog's Day.
It is. The last name wasn't correct, so now I can't.
Niederman?
No, Ned Ryerson.
Ned Ryerson.
Yes. When I sold insurance, he was my hero. But if you saw the movie Groundhog Day, every day that Bill Murray relived Groundhog Day, Ned Ryerson was selling him insurance, constantly selling. ABC, that always be closing, is a great thing that sales managers love you to do. But stop it. But remember, you're not going to sell anything at a chamber meeting. Nothing. Even chamber people don't sell stuff at chamber meetings. It's not why they're there. How many members have you signed up on the day of a chamber meeting? It's an unfair question because you've only been on your job for 4 months. Okay? Smile. Smile. If you don't smile, people don't trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy from you. So if you are the type of person that has a challenge with smiling, practice. Put Vaseline on your teeth. I don't care whatever you have to do. But get yourself to a point where you can smile.
I learned one just a couple of days ago, that if you put a pen or a pencil in your teeth, you can't not smile. Puts your jaw
You
down.
just look scary.
Well, that's because I have no head. And because I'm looking from below my eyelids. But it puts your jaw in that position you have to smile.
Yeah. Find whatever tool you can. But when you get out of your car, put a Post-it note on your steering wheel. It says smile. Practice all the time. Smile, smile, smile. Smile when you walk into a room. Be that person. Pizzazz! Okay, you don't have to be that much, but if you aim for, if you're trying to clear the barn, if you aim for the top of the barn, you might not make it. But if you shoot for the moon, you're probably going to clear the barn. It's probably the wrong way to say that, but it's still my presentation. Okay. Anybody know who Meg Coyle is? I have been watching Meg Coyle on King 5 News since 2000. She joined them right after she got out of, well, about 3 years after she got out of college, because I think that there's a requirement that you have to be in television and Wenatchee or Walla Walla. Okay? For 13 years, this woman never smiled. Never, ever, 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 ever. She was just stoic. Everything was serious. She didn't matter whether she was talking about a calamity, an earthquake, a flood, a fire, famine, or the Mariners winning a baseball game. It didn't matter to her. It was, she was a Joe Friday, for those of you who remember right. 2 years ago, I was watching her, and she was reading something, and the teleprompter froze or did something, but it made the words come out really screwy. And all of a sudden she cracked, literally cracked, a smile. It scared the crap out of me. But don't be that person. Smile. You guys are all tremendously engaging. All right. Share your passion. And really this should be more, share their passion. When you're talking about those common points of interest, what do you do? Brian, what do you do? Just 3 words. This isn't a trick question.
Actually, it is. It's digital marketing.
Okay, why do you do it?
Because it's different. It's changing constantly.
How'd you get started?
Purely by accident.
Really?
Absolutely.
So, biggest question, why do you still do what you do?
Because I like the challenge.
Okay? Help to draw some of that passion out of the person you're interacting with. But also inside you, every single one of you woke up at some point and went, I'm going to become a whatever it is you do. Ask yourself those questions. Why do you do it? Why do you still do it? You, because you're still really new at it. Okay? But 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, keep asking yourself that question. Why do you do what you do? Okay? And some people aren't going to be in the same position 3 years from now. Okay? Maybe you lost the passion, maybe something happened, for whatever reason you developed a new passion. It's okay. We all, I'm 58 years old. Actually, I told my 3 years ago I started just adding the years together, so really my wife is the proud mother of another teenager. It sounds less thrilling than it should. Okay. Okay, don't hijack the conversation. Be confident. Be strong. Be in control. Be quiet. Remember, what did slide 2 say? It's not about you. It's about them. So when you're having that conversation, learn more. Because for the most part, and I will get somebody who in every single one of these classes, and that's okay, will say, I don't like talking about myself. Yeah, you do. If you're married, if you're dating, if you've been married, if you've ever dated, you love talking about yourself. Okay? In a business situation, it's okay because somebody wants to get to know you, but you want to get to know them. So just be yourself, but be quiet. Follow up. This is the beginning of a relationship. And unfortunately, a lot of times, this is where the conversation ends. You know, it's like, here's how the end of a lot of networkings go. You might be just what that person needs for their success or for somebody else's success. Probably not. Remember, 116,000 people in Skagit County. How many businesses do you need, or how many customers do you need to be successful? 10. If you're in retail, 500. You don't need everybody. You don't even need half of everybody. You don't even need 10% of everybody. You need 10. You need 500. You need 750. Okay? So, probably not. But what if you are the answer to what they're looking for and you don't call? And your person at the other end is going, will she call? I wonder if why didn't she call? Don't make them feel like it's after the prom or after that last date. There is no 3-day rule. Call them. Send them an email. If you can remember to do this, set up an automatic email. Well, a templated email that says, hey, blank, I really enjoyed meeting you at the blank. I'm looking forward to getting to know you and your business a little bit better. I have some time available on blank or blank. Let's have coffee. Love, sincerely, best. Please don't use best. I hate that term. Regards is almost as bad. But use something that ends it along with your signature block. How many of you have a signature block on your Outlook? Okay, good. Everybody's got it. Because you want to make sure that they know how to get in touch with you. Website, email address, phone, fax, smoke signals. Some people still use those. Okay? So make sure that you get back to them. Don't wait for them to call you. Become that confident person and reach out to them. Because somebody's got to be the grown-up in this relationship, and now you are all empowered to be that grown-up. Okay, that's what I got. Questions that you may have? As we have 6 minutes left.
Whose cards don't I have?
I have new cards. Someone has my cards.
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you. I will bring mine.
When's the next?
Sure.
Next luncheon is
The 26th?
26?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, if you'd like, there's that coffee and I can give you
we can
a
shut the
voucher
video off now.
for free lunch.